1. Save thousands on your EV, stack Trump and Biden tax credits. 2. Buy your EV now, last chance for $7,500 tax credit, deadline September 30, 2025. 3. 20 EVs losing the $7,500 tax credit, here's what you need to know. 4. Elon Musk's big mistake, how Trump's bill destroys Tesla's profits, 2025 analysis. 1. Save thousands on your EV, stack Trump and Biden tax credits. Warning, time-sensitive opportunity ahead, you have less than 3 months to harness a unique chance to save thousands on your dream electric vehicle, EV, by combining 2 significant tax credits from the Trump and Biden administrations. But here's where it gets intriguing. Imagine driving away in a brand new EV, with the latest innovative features, while pocketing substantial savings. This is made possible by stacking the tax benefits from President Donald Trump's sweeping, Big Beautiful Bill and President Joe Biden's Inflation Reduction Act. Let's break down how each president's landmark legislation can help you save big on your new car. Biden's Inflation Reduction Act, 2022, this incentive offers up to a $7,500 tax credit for new, plug-in EVs or fuel cell electric vehicles. However, this credit is set to expire on September 30. To qualify, the vehicle must be assembled in North America and purchased for personal use. Additionally, your income must fall below $150,000, individual, or $300,000, joint filers. Trump's Big Beautiful Bill, introduced with fanfare on the 4th of July, this law provides an annual tax credit of up to $10,000 on the interest of loans for new vehicles, provided they weigh less than 14,000 pounds and are assembled in the United States. This benefit covers purchases made from 2025 through 2028. Note that this credit phases out for incomes between $100,000-$150,000, individual, and $200,000-$250,000, joint filers, and is not applicable to fleet purchases, commercial vehicles, or leasing. The art of stacking, maximizing your savings. Over the next 4 years, combining these tax credits could result in significant savings on an EV. Here's a hypothetical scenario to illustrate the potential. New EV purchase, with an average price of $57,734, Kelley Blue Book, you could save $7,500 with Biden's tax credit. If you also qualify for Trump's $10,000 loan interest credit, spread over the loan term, your total savings could be substantial. But is a new EV the best investment for you? While this strategy might not be the most cost-effective for everyone, it's certainly appealing if you're set on owning a brand new EV with the latest upgrades. Consider this. The $7,500 tax credit somewhat offsets the $1,500 EV premium over gas-powered cars, based on average prices. Over 5 years, EVs offer lower fuel costs, $4,295 for EVs versus $9,490 for gas-powered vehicles, Kelley Blue Book. Alternative, used EVs for smaller budgets. If the new car smell isn't a must, consider used EVs, which are about $20,000 cheaper on average, Kelley Blue Book. You can also claim a $4,000 tax credit for used EVs under Biden's legislation, though this wouldn't qualify you for Trump's credit. Fine print to keep in mind. Big Beautiful Bill, phase out incomes, ineligibility for fleet/commercial purchases and leasing. Inflation Reduction Act, vehicle assembly location, personal use, and income thresholds. Now it's your turn. Do you think combining these tax credits is a savvy financial move, or are there better ways to invest in an EV? Share your thoughts. Do the environmental benefits of EVs outweigh the costs for you? Have you or someone you know benefited from similar tax credit stacking strategies? What other incentives or policies would encourage more people to switch to electric vehicles? Share your opinions in the comments below. 2. Buy your EV now, last chance for $7,500 tax credit, deadline September 30, 2025. The clock is ticking. America's $7,500 EV tax credit vanishes in 90 days, and your next car purchase could cost thousands more. Here's why acting before October could save you a small fortune, and what critics aren't telling you about the electric vehicle shakeup. In a move that's sending shockwaves through the auto industry, former President Trump's signature, Big Beautiful Bill, has officially set September 30th as the expiration date for the coveted $7,500 federal EV tax credit. For anyone even remotely considering an electric vehicle, this creates a now-or-never scenario that's too significant to ignore. Auto experts are sounding the alarm bells. This isn't just about saving money, it's about strategic timing, explains Joseph Yoon, a consumer analyst at Edmunds. Between now and September, we're seeing the perfect storm of expiring incentives and shifting manufacturer strategies. Here's what every smart buyer needs to know. The $7,500 credit isn't disappearing quietly. Current rules, established under Biden's EV push but now sunsetting, require vehicles to meet strict Made in America battery standards. While 20 models still qualify today, including Tesla's entire lineup and Ford's F-150 Lightning, the list could shrink dramatically post-September. Some automakers are already adjusting prices preemptively. Slate Auto, the Jeff Bezos-backed startup, recently scrapped its promised under $20,000 pickup truck price tag, now targeting mid-$20Ks instead. But here's where it gets controversial: the tax credit isn't a simple yes/no proposition. It's split into two $3,750 halves tied to mineral sourcing and battery production, a complexity many buyers overlook. To get the full amount, your EV must pass multiple tests. North American assembly. Battery minerals greater than or equal to 50% from U.S. or trade allies. Battery components greater than or equal to 50% U.S. made. Price caps based on vehicle type. Used EVs have their own $4,000 credit loophole for vehicles under $25,000, but industry watchers like AutoTrader's Brian Moody warn, used EVs depreciate like smartphones. Buy now for maximum savings, but don't expect miracles. Their values drop 30% faster than gas cars. Current data shows 1 to 5-year-old EVs averaging $31,000, suggesting even post-incentive prices could remain attractive. The real shocker. New EVs currently cost $63,000 on average versus $50,000 for gas cars. Without the $7,500 cushion, automakers might need to slash prices or offer new discounts, but will they? This could force innovation, Moody argues. Suddenly, EVs must compete fairly with hydrogen and hybrid models without government training wheels. Now, the million-dollar question: should you buy now or wait? Pro-now argument: lock in guaranteed savings before rules change. Pro-wait argument: future price wars might yield better deals. Here's our take: if you're financially ready and want a qualifying model, September is your finish line. But if you're budget conscious, waiting might reveal how aggressively automakers respond to this incentive vacuum. Final thought, and this is where opinions get heated: is killing the tax credit actually good for EV adoption long term? Some analysts claim it'll push manufacturers to build better, cheaper EVs naturally. Others argue it'll stall the green transition. What's your view? Sound off below. Should the government extend EV credits to boost adoption, or let market forces decide? Your next car decision, and the future of electric transportation, might depend on it. 3. 20 EVs losing the $7,500 tax credit. Here's what you need to know. Electric vehicles, once hailed as the future of affordable and eco-friendly transportation, are about to become significantly pricier for many buyers. But here's where it gets controversial. President Donald Trump's recently passed, Big Beautiful Bill, has effectively eliminated the $7,500 federal tax credit that has been a major incentive for purchasing new electric vehicles, EVs. This change is set to take effect on September 30th, marking a major shift in the EV market and potentially slowing down the adoption of cleaner transportation. On July 3, the U.S. House of Representatives approved this tax and spending legislation, which Trump signed into law the very next day. The immediate consequence? The popular $7,500 tax credit for new, U.S.-made electric cars will no longer be available after the end of September 2025. This tax credit has been a crucial factor in making EVs more affordable and competitive with traditional gasoline-powered vehicles. Industry experts have long warned that removing this financial incentive could make electric vehicles less accessible to the average consumer. In fact, some automakers are already reacting to this policy change. For example, Slate Auto, an EV startup backed by Jeff Bezos, quietly removed the under $20,000 price estimate for its upcoming electric pickup truck from its website. Previously, the company had anticipated that their customizable pickup would qualify for federal tax credits, which would have helped keep the price low for buyers. Currently, there are 20 electric and hybrid vehicles that qualify for the $7,500 tax credit, according to the U.S. Department of Energy. However, if you're thinking about purchasing one before the credit disappears, there are some important details to keep in mind. Not every version or trim of these vehicles qualifies for the credit. For instance, only the 2026 model year of the Hyundai Ioniq 9 is eligible, so earlier versions won't benefit. Additionally, there are price caps that limit eligibility. Vans, SUVs, and pickup trucks must have a retail price below $80,000, while all other vehicles must be priced under $55,000 to qualify. Income limits also apply. The credit is only available to buyers with an adjusted gross income of $150,000 or less. For married couples filing jointly, this limit increases to $300,000, and for heads of households, it's $225,000. Beyond new vehicles, there is also a separate federal tax credit of up to $4,000 for used electric and hybrid vehicles, which covers a broader range of models. Unfortunately, this credit will also expire in September with the new law, removing another financial incentive for buyers looking for more affordable EV options. Here is the full list of electric and hybrid vehicles currently eligible for the $7,500 tax credit. Acura ZDX, Cadillac Lyriq, Cadillac Optic, Cadillac Vistic, Chevrolet Blazer, Chevrolet Equinox, Chevrolet Silverado, Chrysler Pacifica, Hybrid, Ford F-150 Lightning, Genesis Electrified GV70, GMC Sierra, Honda Prologue, Hyundai Ioniq 5, Hyundai Ioniq 9, 2026 model only, Jeep Wagoneer S, Kia EV6, Kia EV9, Tesla Cybertruck, Tesla Model 3, Tesla Model X, Tesla Model Y. This development raises some important questions. Will the removal of these tax credits slow down the transition to electric vehicles? Could it push automakers to find new ways to reduce costs or innovate? And what does this mean for the environment and efforts to reduce carbon emissions? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you agree with the decision to end these tax credits, or do you think they are essential for encouraging EV adoption? Share your opinions and join the conversation below. Fourth, Elon Musk's big mistake: how Trump's bill destroys Tesla's profits, 2025 analysis. Elon Musk has come to a startling realization, albeit too late, regarding the detrimental effects that President Trump's recently enacted legislation, known as the Big Beautiful Bill, BBB, will have on Tesla. Insights from both former and current executives at Tesla shed light on the significant repercussions this bill poses for the company. Today, Tesla's stock has plummeted by 7% following President Trump's signing of the BBB, which prompted Musk to announce his intention to establish a new political party. Musk asserts that his shift away from Trump and the Republican Party stems from his deep concern over the escalating federal debt, which he believes this bill exacerbates. Conversely, Trump contends that Musk's opposition is rooted in the fact that the bill removes numerous subsidies that have been crucial for Tesla's financial health. The reality likely resides somewhere in between these two perspectives. However, insights from Tesla executives reveal that Musk has only recently grasped the full extent of the bill's potential harm to Tesla. A recent report from the Financial Times delves into the anticipated impact of the BBB on Tesla, drawing from comments made by current and former executives. The most significant consequence is expected to arise from the elimination of the $7,500 federal tax credit by September 30, which is projected to drastically reduce the demand for electric vehicles, EVs, in the United States. As the leading EV manufacturer in the country, Tesla is particularly vulnerable, especially since the U.S. market has been the least affected by the current decline in demand. Additionally, the bill abolishes penalties for automakers that fail to meet emission standards, effectively dismantling the market for emission credits. These credits have been a vital source of revenue for Tesla. In fact, without them, the company would have reported losses in the first quarter. While similar programs exist in Europe and China, Tesla has not disclosed the proportion of its quarterly revenue from emission credits that originates in the U.S. However, the Financial Times cites a Tesla executive who indicated that up to 75% of this revenue could come from U.S. credits. Tesla has existing contracts with other automakers to sell these credits, which may delay the total loss of revenue until those contracts expire. Yet, the executive cautioned that some contracts contain clauses that could lead to termination if regulations change. The Financial Times quoted, "There will be some level of credit trading until there is certainty. But, the bottom has dropped out of the market long term. Trump has done it so fast and with such ferocity that the entire programs might just go away." With demand being pulled forward into the third quarter due to the impending expiration of the tax credit in the fourth quarter, and the loss of revenue from selling credits to automakers, Tesla could face financial losses in the fourth quarter of 2025. A former Tesla executive expressed to the Financial Times that Musk appears to have only recently become aware of this looming issue. "This is terrible policy and a devastating blow for Tesla's bottom line. It's not just CAFE in isolation, it's everything combined: tariffs, the $7,500 consumer credit, manufacturing tax credits, charging credits, and solar residential credits. Elon has finally woken up to this, but it's a classic case of being a day late and a dollar short." Moreover, Tesla may face an increased risk of being targeted by the federal government, as Trump has indicated a willingness to retaliate against Musk as he embarks on his political journey. Electrek's perspective. It seems plausible that this disconnect is part of the problem. Over the past few years, since acquiring Twitter, Musk has become increasingly detached from Tesla. It's conceivable that, in his pursuit of autonomy, he overlooked the declining state of the automotive business and the potential financial losses Tesla could incur without regulatory credits. Sales are plummeting in Europe, declining in China, and the U.S. market is only holding steady due to Tesla offering unprecedented discounts and incentives. The BBB represents a significant setback for Tesla and the electric vehicle market in the United States. While Musk may voice his grievances, it is widely recognized that he bears considerable responsibility for the current predicament.